Okay, I propose maybe we're just getting started.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to join this webinar tonight. So this webinar is for ICT and media design. And tonight we have two hosts. My name is Lily, and also I have another host, Carlo Yang. Before we get started, we would like to introduce ourselves firstly. And I would like to go first. So my name is Li. So very simple and easy to remember. Currently, I'm a senior lecturer and also the coordinator for the ICT and media design. Shortly about my background. So about 10 years ago, I come to the Netherlands. The reason I always got the question, why I got question from others ask why you came to the Netherlands. Actually, first I got a scholarship from NAVIC. And then afterwards, I studied at TU Delft, also TU Eindhoven. And in TU Eindhoven, I got my professional doctorate in engineering degree. Afterwards, I work at different companies. Before I joined Fontys 4 years ago, I work at Asmel. And we have another guest, Carlo Yang. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Kaloyan. Nice to meet you. We are very pleased that you joined us tonight for this webinar for ICT Media Design. Currently, I'm a second-year student in Fontys with ICT and Media Design. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Bulgaria. I'm pretty excited about the specialization, the program, and we will be telling you all about it just in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so this webinar is in total about 1 hour. The content will be organized in this way. First, Carlo Yang will tell his story as a student journey, and afterwards, I will tell the highlights about ICT and media design. For example, how it looks like the structure of the 4-year bachelor program, and also how we teach students, how we training students, and also give you guys some good examples. You can have a vivid view. And it's also important before you start program to understand after 4 years study, what kind of job perspective you can expect. In the end, last but not least, Q&A sessions. It's about 50 minutes. If you guys have any questions, please do ask. Okay, first part, I would like to give to the Carlo Yang. Could you take over for this part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, just something else, I see that some students are also joining after that. Could you admit them whenever they join?
I will do that. Yeah, I will take care. No problem.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'll just start. Also, just something quick, whenever you guys have some questions, you can, if you want, unmute yourself and raise a hand, or you can just type in the chat so that we can answer later throughout. But other than that, in the end, we will have a Q&A session, so there will be no question missed. Okay, so let's start. First, I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey. So a little bit, I think a year and a half ago, when I was in your place, I was just starting my bachelor degree, and I already had some programming background. So I already knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't want it to be exactly, again, programming, because I had this idea that I wanted to study something else so that I can broaden my horizons. And in the end, I can have programming skills, but I can have also something else as my knowledge. That is why first I chose the ICT and business program in Fontys, and I actually applied for that one. Because, as I said, I wanted to broaden my horizons. I still wanted to keep my programming skills and knowledge. I wanted to develop them and build upon them. That is why I wanted to be in the ICT field. But as I said, I wanted to do something else. And when you start at Fontys, I think you probably already know, but we'll look into that also in a couple of minutes. Basically, when you start, you have 5 different programs which you can pick from. And in the beginning, you'll study all 5 of them. They are software engineering, business, media design, infrastructure engineering, and technology. We will learn a little bit more about them later. But when we were learning all of them, I didn't really know what is media design because I saw it for the first time. And yeah, I was sure that I wanted to do business or maybe software engineering as a backup plan if I didn't like business and I was going to continue with programming. But then I was like, okay, maybe media design sounds interesting because I was not very intrigued by the business. I was thinking differently when I saw media design. And I also consider myself as a creative person. So this was very important for me because media design, of course, it's the most creative of the programs from all of them. And I was like, okay, when I pick that, I can still develop my technical skills, like my programming, analytical, and other things. That's why I showed this picture, because this was a very inspirational one for me, that the brain has actually two hemispheres, like technically. And yeah, basically the left part is for the more the analytical and the strategic mathematics thinking, and the right one is more creativity. You're a free spirit, passionate about things. And I was like, okay, why don't I maybe develop both of them? Because I didn't want to choose. I wanted to be a creative person, but I wanted to have my technical skills also on point. And that was one of the reasons that I was intrigued by media design. And the other thing was this diagram, because I remember on the second week when we had lectures in in all of the 5 streams for the media design, in the presentation, our teacher back then showed us this diagram, and I was very not impressed, but this was like a turning point for me because he was explaining to us, okay, for media design, there is something called user experience, which, by the way, we will get into in 5 minutes. So this user experience is part of the media design field. The user experience field. And basically, it is a combination between business, technology, and design. And in technology comes also programming, and in business comes the things that I wanted to do, and in design comes creativity. And that is why when I saw this diagram, I was like, oh my God, like if I choose this specialization, this program, ICT media design, I can maybe do, like, not maybe, I will do all 3 of these things that I really wanted to do. I can keep my programming skills on point. I can learn some things about business, and I also can explore my creativity. And I was like, I don't have to think anymore about it. This is it. Like, that's the thing. I just wanted to pick that, and eventually I picked it. That's why right now I'm second year student in media design. But let's talk a little bit more about what is actually is ICT in media design. So ICT media design is a very broad field. As you mentioned already, it is the most creative of them all for sure. But that doesn't mean that this field is more like, of course, it's more artsy, it's more design related, but it's not necessary that you have to be artists or painters or something like that. It's very encouraged, like it will be a plus for sure. But still, you are in the ICT sphere, which means that you're in the digital world. And yeah, in the end, you will be graduating as an ICT professional, but you will have creative skills developed. So I think that's very important. And let's talk a little bit more about the mindset of media design and why, in my opinion, it is, I would say, maybe the best of all of them. Because let's compare it to maybe just programming. Let's say you have, because in programming, you can program websites, you can program mobile applications or different software products or even hardware products or embedded systems program. But let's say that you are studying programming and basically you have a task, you have like a specific problem that you have to solve, and you dive in directly into the solution. You just want to code it, you just want to be done with that website. But here in media design, we take things a little bit slow. We take one step back and we actually first focus on the problem. And this is the most crucial thing about media design. First, we focus on a specific problem, whether that problem is for a certain set of people, whether it's a problem in society in general, for example, what is happening right now in the world. And we want to research a lot, we want to find a specific problem that we want to solve. And when we have that problem, that something that is relevant, that we want to provide a solution for, then we generate a lot of ideas, and that comes in the second process. We brainstorm, we come up with many, many, many ideas, They can be crazy. You don't have to think about it. You can say, okay, we're going to build a rocket to the moon or whatever. And after that, we validate those ideas and we filter them out. And in the end, we would have a concept, which means that there is something, okay, maybe that is possible to be built. Like, is it a website, a web application, or something that solves the problem? And everything comes in different steps. So in the end, when also we have another step, prototype, which is we develop just a prototype of the product. If it's a website, we build something that like looks like a website, but it's actually not a functioning website. And we use it to test it with different users. And in the end, when we finally have our product, we actually have our solution. And when you go back, you would see that we have went through all of these different steps, which means that our solution is proven by the problem. So like this is the advantage of media design, that you're focusing on a specific problem and you're also generating different ideas through different phases, such as inspiration, ideation. And here I have some graphics, like the brainstorming. Also, here is the prototyping part, the second image. And for the third one, you basically have a final product. And that's really, really a big thing for media design, because you have all of these steps and everything is validated through all of the steps. And so in the end, you have the perfect product. A little bit about the structure of ICT media design. Right now, I'm doing the course-based program, and here basically we have three subjects which are contained in the media design program. The first one is called user experience, the second one is media production, and the third one is web programming. We will dive in deep into all three of them in a second, but just here as an overview. User experience is very important, maybe the most important of them all, because here you focus for the final user. Let's say that you will be building a product, if it's a remote device, or is it a website, or if it's something physical or digital, it doesn't matter, it's still a product. And here you focus on the final user. You want to know who you will be using that product so that you can design it exactly for them. But for that a little bit later. Oops, my Siri turned on. Yes, and the second one is media production. Here we work with tools such as Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator. We also do a little bit of 3D modeling, which later you can transform into game design if you're interested in game development. We also have graphic design, storytelling, how to make engaging content, how to create content that is pleasing for people, and other interesting things that we will be looking into in a second. And the final thing is web programming, which basically we build websites and other web services by using programming languages and design patterns, so that in the end we have a product that is a software product. So let's first talk a little bit about user experience more. So user experience, as I said, maybe is the most crucial of them all, because here basically your focus should be the user, the final user that is going to be using your product that you're designing. You don't say, okay, I want to build a website for recipes, let's say. You don't just go and, okay, I see two websites for recipes, I will just maybe copy them and I will like build my own. But this is not how it's going to work, because in the end, the users that are actually visiting those websites would be using your website, which means that you have to talk to them, you have to do your research, you have to get what they want, what they need, what are their pain points. For example, if we focus here, let's say you've seen, for example, that in general they use the green color to something that is good, to something that is successful, like a task is successful, or the red color if something is not successful. And let's say that here you try to flip those colors around, or you pick something else. It wouldn't work, because this is something that is proven, and that is user experience. The users know that when you see something green, that is good, or something red, that is bad, for example, or something wrong is happening. And in this subject, you see here some buzzwords. You will be, as I said, like prototyping. You will be developing different prototypes of the products. You will be researching a lot. You will be speaking to your users. You would make interviews. You will make surveys. You will just basically talk to people so that you get them as much information as possible, which you can then use to build your perfect product. Because in the end, what matters is that the user using your product is happy. And you can achieve that by doing your user experience correctly. The second one is the media production, as we already saw it. In this one, currently, when we started with media design, we had media production from the beginning. We did some things with photography. We learned basically how the camera works, how you can do some amazing photos. Also, we learned videography, sound quality, and things related to videography and photography in general. Then we dived a little bit deeper into graphic design and colors, typography, how to influence people by colors, what type should you use, and other composition in graphic design and things like that. And right now, this year is the most interesting for me because we started actually with 3D modeling. So here you can see one model that actually in the end I'm going to show you. Here, this is a scene from the movie Blade Runner, if you've seen it. Basically, we had an assignment to recreate this scene by using one 3D modeling software. And we have to use a lot of different techniques such as shading, lighting, rendering, which you can see also here in the buzzwords. And this slowly goes into game design. Like you can start with 3D modeling, then you can transfer to game design if you're interested in that. Also here you can see some, this is one poster that me and my group have done for our project, but I will be talking a little bit later about that. And here also you will be learning the interesting things such as gamification, which means that you apply game elements that are used in games in order to persuade people and to make them motivated, to make them use your application. Also, as I said, storytelling, which is very important. The way you tell your stories, if it's a product, let's say, and you want to present it in front of a big crowd, a lot of people, you use the storytelling technique so that you make your story more engaging, let's say. And the third one is web programming. Here, as I said, we basically build websites or web applications that are used for mobile phones and for different devices. Here I have put this GIF. You can see that's called responsive design, which means that you can make websites that can be opened and look amazing on phones, tablets, laptops, PC, TV, whatever. Here we first started with HTML, like how to make the design, the structure of the website, HTML and CSS, CSS, and also the programming language that we use is JavaScript, but you're not limited to JavaScript. You can use whatever you want. And yeah, for those of you who are not sure what is that, you will get into that. That's just programming languages with which you can build websites and web applications. Also in this semester, it's really interesting because first I thought actually for the media design that we will be doing only design related stuff. So I mean the user interface of the website and that's it. You won't be interacting with the server, let's say with the database or something in the backend. You will just be doing user interface, but that's totally wrong because in this semester, we are also learning backend and databases and actually how to create a website that is working from point A to point B. I mean, from the beginning, from scratch. And you don't just do only part of it, the user interface, you do all of it. So there is a lot of programming included here. And this is what I like as well, because I can keep practicing my programming skills from before, but I can build upon my design and creativity with the other two subjects. And the last thing that we have is the projects. Basically, you will be having one or two projects per semester. And in the project, you apply all of the subjects, media design, media production, user experience, and web programming. You apply those three subjects into the project. And right now, me and my group, you also work in group projects. You have a team of usually 3 to 5 people that you are working with. And right now, me and my team, we have a semester project that we are doing a web application for mobile phones. That is actually the problem that we wanted to solve, is to help students group for projects faster. When you have a project and you have to find teammates, maybe you know that the struggle that, okay, maybe like if you are a new student, you probably don't know who is in your class. You have to introduce to somebody, but then you don't know if they are actually good. What if they, I don't know, like something happens and you don't group with the right people? And there are a lot of prejudice here, also speaking about nationality, gender, and other things like that. And that is why we wanted to make this application with which you can group with people anonymously. So the concept is that this is our mood board here that we have created. It will be working like Tinder. If you have heard of Tinder, it's basically an application for swiping people. And the concept here is the same. You would have your classmates in those cards, as you see in the second image, like that, and you can swipe left or right, whether you like them. But the trick is that it's anonymous, so you don't know who is who. You just see their skills. You don't know that, for example, this is Petra from my class. You see just a random picture with their skills. And in that way, we avoid the prejudice so that in the end, you actually group with people for their skills, not for who they are actually. And this is also our prototype. You can see here that we have applied. Yeah, this is just one of the stages of the design. As I showed you, we are currently in the prototyping and the implementation phase, and we have, I think, 1 month left to code the whole application. So yeah, we will be starting with the programming part soon. And as a short conclusion, in media design, we have 3 subjects: user experience, media production, and web programming. And if you choose it, you would have a lot of fun. And also, if you are a person who likes to code, there will be coding. If you are a more creative person, there will be a lot of opportunities to build upon your creativity and learn new stuff and also experiment. And you'll be also having some business knowledge, which is part of the user experience, because we have also some marketing techniques with which you can apply, and also business meetings, talking to clients, talking to users, and this is very important. So basically, this is the merge that we have in media design. And I think now uh, our other host, Lily, will take over and continue with the more academic things.
Okay, thank you very much, Carlo Yang. I will share my screen.
Yep.
Can everyone see my screen? Can you guys see my screen or not yet?
I think I'm not seeing it.
Okay, let me try again. Too big?
Yes. Now I see the screen. Probably other people as well.
Yeah, but it's a little bit too big. Switch a little bit, change different view.
Can I quickly answer one of the questions I see for the cybersecurity specialization? Is it web programming or user experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the specializations are happening in semester 4, and they are not connected to the programs such as ICT, software engineering, whether it's media design or something else. When you get to semester 4, you can pick whatever you want, and it doesn't matter if you have studied before media design or business or something else. And just quickly, another one, is it necessary having programming knowledge before the beginning? I think Lily already answered that question in the chat, but yeah, you don't have to have knowledge and programming skills. You will be learning everything from scratch from the first semester, so you don't have to worry about that. In my case, I was just in a technical school, and I was just studying that, and yeah. But you don't have to worry, everything, you start here from the beginning, and you will be learning everything from scratch, from ABC. So yeah.
Can everyone see my screen now?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Thanks, everyone. My part. Second part, I'm going to give you guys shortly introduce about ICT media design, some highlights. I will start with the structure of the 4-year program. So first year, every academic year, there are 2 semesters. So semester 1, so when the student start, you are not in a hurry. You can still spend like 10 weeks or 12 weeks. And then there you're learning 5 profile, the basic level. So for example, the business, infrastructure, technology, and software and media design. And around week 10 till week 12, you can make your choice. So start from week 1 until week 12, you're learning 5 profile, basic level. So you can have a little bit of time, think about what suits you best. And then you make a choice. For example, in this case, you choose media design. And then semester 2, you're going to fully study media design course. Okay, afterwards, how it look like second year, third year, fourth year. For example, our guest, Carl Young, currently he's in the semester 3. And afterwards, we'll go to the specialization, semester 4. And after semester 4, we'll go to the semester 5, which means internship. So students like apply for job, they can choose different company to work in. After that, back to Fontys for the semester 6. After semester 6 will be semester 7, minor. This is also I highlight, which means semester 4, specialization, semester 7, minors. I will give a little bit more detail. Afterwards, the last semester, semester 8, is for the graduation project. So if you succeed, you will get your bachelor degree. Okay, let's take a look at specializations. For example, Carl Young, currently he is studying the media design semester 3, but after he finishes semester 3, he can choose any directions he wants. For example, just now we see the questions, cybersecurity. Of course, if you choose media design as a profile studying, and for semester 4, you still can choose any direction you want to go. For example, applied data science, big data, artificial intelligence, or open innovation. So basically you define your own learning objective, also define your goal. The way how you reach your learning objectives, also free define. Also, ICT is smart mobile. So every choice is up to you. You can freely choose. And semester 7, so semester 7 is last year, the 7th semester. There are different directions you guys can choose. So basically, Fontys, we are applying science. So which means lectorate is Dutch words, but it's a professor from applied university. Currently, we have AI, artificial intelligence, and big data. And for media design, interaction design is suits very well. And also we have embedded software. Another direction is open educational resource. And if you like gaming, design a game, applied games, also very interesting. So basically, semester 7 is another opportunity you want to dive into deeper. So you can choose any program you want to choose. For example, artificial intelligence or robotics or human capitals or applied games. It's your choice. And the way we teach, how we teach and coach students. So basically, teachers at Fontys is more like a coach. We're working together with students. And some nice videos we can take a look together.
Teachers are capable of taking the best out of you and not discourage you if you happen to need a little bit more time learning something that you don't already know.
For me, the teachers are a source of motivation and inspiration. This gives me the power to work towards even the impossible.
My name is Sonia, student at Fontys ICT.
I'm Melis, also student at Fontys ICT.
I am Newgen ICT.
Teachers at Fontys give us good starting points about new technologies, which we can later start quickly building upon.
Something I personally learned at Fontys is to be open to new ideas and innovations. Teachers let us think big and not be restrained by what we already know or the technology which already exists.
If you want to develop an idea, then you can always ask your teacher for guidance. Teachers at Fontys are really passionate about what they're doing, and it's inspiring.
We can always present our ideas in front of the teachers, and they're so open-minded that they let our imagination go wild. This helps us be unique and improve, but also maybe come up with something which doesn't even exist yet.
Yeah. Those are the videos, so basically you can get a little bit of feeling how the students think. So basically teachers are more like the coach, so working together, because many of our teachers, we had at least master and also PhD or professional doctorate engineering degree. So teachers have both sides, not the academic, but also the industrial world. Another attractive part is the new buildings. So you guys can see my background. So this is a new building, and start from this year, September, we moved to the new building. Another aspect I think is also worth to pay attention. So it's very international environment. ICT department in total, including students and also teachers, we have 68 different nationalities. So you will feel very comfortable. Okay, like I said, semester 7, for the minor, one of the direction is interaction design. And this is a website. If you guys like, I made a screenshot, but if you guys like, you can follow me, type the website, just browse. Inside the website, there's some videos I can show you guys, we can watch together. For example, one of the advantage for Fontys student, ICT media design students, they got a real project. So basically the project is connect with a partner education, real companies. Those companies try to attract students for the get a professional training to know the field before they finish the study. Another side is, for example, Glow project. Glow is a light festival. It happened every year. Actually, this year also happened a few days ago. But let's take a look at this video. It's all media student participate in this event.
Wie aan Glow denkt misschien niet direct aan ICT. Maar dit jaar staan we met maar liefst 2 projecten hier op Glow. We gaan kijken wat onze ICT-studenten ervan gemaakt hebben. Op dit moment staan we bij Cloud. Ik sta hier met Wessel en hij gaat ons vertellen wat het project inhoudt.
Nou, wij doen een opleiding ICT Media. Daarbij hebben we specialisatie goed in cybersecurity. Daar zijn we achter gekomen, veel mensen gaan verbinden met gratis wifi. En dat is eigenlijk niet zo veilig als dat het lijkt. En wij willen nou op een visuele manier leuk laten zien dat het niet veilig is. Als je met ons verbindt en je social media apps opent, dan komen die kleuren van die apps in de wolken terecht.
Volgend jaar misschien weer op Glow of is dit echt de laatste keer?
Nou, als we de kans krijgen, altijd.
We staan hier nu bij het project van Fontys, Frightened Flowers. En jongens, hoe was het project?
Beter dan verwacht. De docent vond dat ook, dus in zo'n korte tijd hebben we wel iets moois neergezet, vind ik.
En wat zijn de bezoekers om jullie heen van jullie project?
meeste mensen vinden het wel leuk. Ze knippen wel veel foto's en zo.
Nou, volgens mij is het een geslaagd project geweest. Bedankt jongens voor de tijd. Dit waren dan de Fontys ICT Glow projecten van 2019. Ik hoop dat we er volgend jaar met meer projecten staan. Vond je deze video nou tof? Like ons kanaal dan en volg ons zeker op YouTube. Tot de volgende keer.
Yeah, the video is from last year, and this year because of the current situation, Corona situation, so yeah, we didn't participate, but normally we participate every year. Okay, yes. This is a 2.8.
Vandaag zijn we op Glow Festival in Eindhoven. We gaan 4 fondsprojecten langs om te kijken wat ze gemaakt hebben.
The project you're seeing right behind me and the other one over there is the Lumen. The best reaction is all the small kids that you can really see them lighting up and they really enjoy seeing their heartbeat presented to them.
It's very interesting actually. You have to do it with 2 persons and then it's going to measure your heartbeat.
Ons project staat hier, dat doen we met onze eigen proftak. En we hebben bedacht om met behulp van 8 losse laserstralen, waarin je probeert om van het begin af een liedje op te bouwen.
Schitterend. Ja.
Moest u doen?
Ik moest proberen een lichtstraal te raken. Het ging goed.
Het doel van onze opstelling is eigenlijk het visualiseren van geluid. Een speaker en daar hebben we een rubber doek voor. En door het geluid van de speaker gaat het rubber doek trillen. Dus we hebben een heel klein spiegeltje geplakt en daar schijnt een heel sterke laser op. En die laser schijnt op dat spiegeltje terug hier op de evenaar.
Ik sta hier met Feel the Spark en dit is ons wezen Sparky. Ik zie hoe de mensen omgaan met ons project, hoe we mensen blij maken. Vooral de kinderen die vinden het echt helemaal geweldig.
Dit waren de 4 fondsprojecten van Glow 2018 en we hopen hier volgend jaar met nog veel meer fondsprojecten te staan. Tot volgend jaar.
Okay. Last part, future jobs, the job perspective. For ICT and media design, after 4 years study, what's possible? What kind of job titles you can expect? So typically, I would suggest you guys also do a little bit homework. You can just choose Google and type those keywords. For example, UX jobs, user experience jobs, or user design jobs. And those plenty of jobs you can find out. And if you want to know for example, the salary, the reference, of course, it's combined your experience level and also depends on the different countries. But Glassdoor will be a good reference. You can take a look. So in the future, after 4 years, for media design, ICT and media design, the possible job titles, for example, UX designer, usability engineer, and if some student really good at programming, for front-end developer, web design, or if you choose the specialization, for example, smart mobile, it's also possible app developer. And if you like more like user researcher and marketing researcher, also the possibilities. So plenty of choice. And okay, last part, Q&A. So let's see, because today is not that big group, I would suggest if you have questions, could you please raise your hand in the MS Teams, and then we will answer your question one by one.
I see one question in the chat. Maybe we can answer it by saying it. Is the teacher from semester 1 going to be the same in the other semesters, or they change every year? I'll try to answer that question. Currently, in every semester, we have either the same teachers or with a little bit of modification. For example, in semester 2, right now I'm semester 3. Last semester in semester 2, this teacher that you saw in the photo, his name is Amar. He was one of my teachers for the project part. Also, Lily, she was also one of my teachers for the project part. And I had also 3 other teachers. But for this semester, only two of them are the same, and one of them has changed. It depends on the semester and also what kind of subject it is.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, I saw questions. Oh, maybe for Leo, could you please help us to address this question from Robert?
Yes, sure, I can. Yeah. The procedure of selection, officially you need to have a correct secondary school diploma. And for English, you normally need an IELTS or TOEFL certificate. The application can be done online. There is a system in the Netherlands called studylink.nl. I will give you the website. So there you can make your application. And then you will be contacted by the department with all kinds of questions. There is no exam or whatever, so that's not a tradition anymore in the Netherlands. That's for all universities. So you need to fulfill the entry requirements, and of course you can find the entry requirements on our website as well. I'll give it to you right now. So if you go to this website, then on the left there is a scroll down menu. If you go to entry requirements, you can read what the requirements are to get in one of our ICT programs. The average number of seats available, that's also not relevant because we are not a numerous fixes program. So that means, in fact, that all students who fulfill the requirements more or less need to be accepted. So there is no restriction from that point of view. And I also answered question 3. So there is no exam, but of course, as what I mentioned, you need to fulfill the entry requirements. And application is already open for September 2021. So you can send in your application, even if you don't have your diploma, of course. That's not a problem. You only have to indicate the name of the diploma you will achieve. And then within a couple of weeks, you will hear whether you can be accepted, yes or no. Okay, hopefully this answers your question. Yeah, so as what I mentioned, when you send in your application through studylink.nl, normally you hear within 2 weeks whether you will be accepted. Okay?
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Leo.
You're welcome.
More questions, guys? Any questions, doubts, please do ask. I saw a question, Marta. Which is the main difference between ICT and creative technology? And first, creative technology is from a semester 4 specialization. So all the students, whatever profile, so you can be media student or business student, you all can choose creative technology. Okay, back to that. Yeah. Marta, do I answer your question? Because ICT, we are ICT department, all the profile all under the ICT. So which means all the student, it doesn't matter which profile you choose, but you should be equipped with sufficient ICT knowledge. So at the beginning, for example, first semester, especially the basic level, all the students will learn the basic knowledge from a 5 profile. So from business, from technology, from software, from infrastructure, from media design. You have to have those basic part, okay? More questions, guys?
Also, while we are waiting, I can share my screen to show you guys some projects and some assignments that we have worked on, like currently right now and last semester, if you're interested. Lily, can I take over if it's okay?
Yeah, sure.
Or
You can take over. Yeah, I will stop sharing my screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you have questions, it's still the Q&A, so you can put your questions in the chat. We will answer them immediately. Just a second. How can I share? Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I have prepared some of the projects that I wanted to show. Right now, this is something really relevant. We have an assignment, or more like an exercise, that we have to 3D model this rubber ducky using 3D modeling software. So right now, currently, I'm working on that thing. It's pretty interesting. We are using like a lot of the things in the software, different tools that we can model it. And we do that from a picture here, as you can see. That yeah, this is part of the 3D modeling. Also here I have one connected to media production part. Also the 3D modeling is connected to the media production part as well. But here this is more part of a graphic design. Last semester in the end, we had an assignment to make a brand development guide for an imaginary company. And this was my company for selling broccoli sprouts and seeds. We had to work with colors, composition, and we had to also explore a little bit of typography, how to make logo for the company. My company was named Longevita. And also different marks, different variations of the logo, different texts and fonts that we applied. We also worked here a lot with Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator, with which we arrange all of the files together in all of the graphics and typography. We had to make also some posters in the end to promote and to see how the brand will be applied. Also here, more about 3D modeling. This was the scene that I was talking about, the Blade Runner movie counter. We had to design this thing. And this was my document for the steps, because we had to submit a document with which we show the whole process. And in the end, you can see the final result quickly. Yep, this is the original image from the movie. And this was what I made by using a 3D modeling software and Photoshop as well. I see there's some messages, or no? No, okay. Yeah, here is this is part of the user experience part. We had to design, to make a prototype for shopping online shopping experience. This is a pretty basic one. Basically, when you click, like this is not a working website. It's just a prototype. It's not working. It's just when you click. But we did that in order to test it with users and to see where our design breaks, so that we can fix it. We had different interactions and things. You can also order when you click. On yeah, a specific element, you can add it to your shopping bag. You can see it here, and you can add more if you want. Yeah. Also another prototype that we did in semester 1, I think. This was a mobile application for choosing destinations that you want to travel to. Let's say you want to party or relax, let's say party. Then you see all of the destinations here. You see Ibiza, you can read more information here. You can see the flights. You can go back. Let's say you like Ibiza, then you have Las Vegas, and so on and so on. We continue. Yeah, as I said, this is not a working website. It's just a prototype. That's why it's so laggy. Something connected to the programming part. This was one assignment in the end of semester 1 that we had to build a website by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I decided to make a blog for myself where I upload the assignments that we had throughout the first part of the semester. And also I have used, yeah, it's a little bit slow, HTML and CSS in order to build the design and also the structure of the website. And I also have used JavaScript, but I'm still waiting for it to load. While it is loading, I will show you the next one. This is what we are currently working. Oh, I think it loaded. Yeah, just quickly. Here I use JavaScript to make some cool interactions and animations, or yep. And this is the current project that we are working on. This is a group project. As I told you, the group matching application that we're developing right now. And this is our Tumblr blog, which I can actually send in the chat after I finish with the demo so that you can review it. Basically here we documentate all of the process for the project. So if you're interested in what an example project in ICT media design is, you can definitely check out our blog, because here we have from the beginning, we posted everything from the beginning of the concept, how we ideated different ideas, different mood boards, what we wanted to do. And slowly we are narrowing down from ideas to actually a prototype and then a product in the end. And as I mentioned in the beginning, right now, these are some photos of the process, prototype sketches, also some posters that we made from the media production part in order to brand and a little bit like promote our application. We also put those in the building of Fontys. And yeah, also another brand guide here. This is our group name. We are called Dopamine. And here we did another brand guide document in which we can brand ourselves as a group and as teams. So you can see a lot. Again, we did a lot logos, mark. We used typography to select different fonts, also some colors, graphical elements, brand applications. But you can check it out. I will send the link if you're interested. You can just scroll and see what things we do. And basically, I think that's it. Like some examples, of course, there are more assignments and projects that we did throughout the 3 semesters that I have now, but yeah, this is just some examples that you can expect from media design, and also more interesting things coming after that. So, any more questions maybe from the chat?
Yeah, I just want to address a little bit. I saw a question asked about the paper exam. So I just want to explain a little bit. So basically, we don't have, currently, we don't have paper exams. Like just now, Carl Young and I are trying to explain. So basically, what students need to do is practical assignment and project. Those assignments, we also try to get project assignments from companies, partner educations. So real assignment is not invented by teachers. So students can get a little bit early access to the professional world. Another questions about how to get a video. Like I said, please send an email to this campus@fontys.nl. And there, once a record is done, tomorrow I'm going to send it to the Leo. And he is the one responsible for the recruiting student. More questions, guys?
I see some people starting to leave, maybe. Yeah. Any final questions or remarks?
Yeah, guys, give us some feedback. About find the last page is find more information. So if you still have questions, where to find the resource, those are links you can refer to. And any questions, please send to this campus Eindhoven@fontys.nl.
Yep.
Okay. Do you see more questions?
No, I think everything is answered.
I don't have any questions, but I want to say that the webinar was pretty good.
Oh, thank you for your feedback.
Thank you very much. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Okay,
Yep.
thank you everyone, and hope to see you someday in Eindhoven. Have a nice evening, Kaloyan.
Yep.
Also,
Thank
nice
you very much for participation, and we are very excited if you can join us and maybe see you soon. And we hope that you like the webinar.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. If any questions, please keep in touch.
Yep. Okay, so thank you again, and have a nice evening.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Nice evening, everyone. Bye-bye, Kaloyan. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice evening.
Yeah, same to you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.